Hey, I'm Nick Von Brack, and this is the Record Podcast. Not even sure I need to do that intro anymore, because I'm pretty sure by the time you've clicked on this, you know what you're listening to. But in the interest of consistency, why not just keep doing it and doing it? Thanks for checking out the mini episode. And if you've checked out the past couple episodes, appreciate that too. Those have been with Nick Woods from Direct Hit and Steve Carey of The Color Morale. Got a lot of plays on them, so thank you for checking those out. They were both fun interviews, outside the fact that I screwed up the audio, but no worries. Only one more of those interviews and we hopefully back on track, and I'll pull my head promptly from my ass. We'll get into a couple of things here, just like contest and some music to check out and some things, but I think I would be silly to not at least sort of address the recent happenings in Orlando. While I am not a political, overly political guy, or this isn't a political podcast, I think something like that can hit home for any kind of person, anyone who's lost a person or known someone who's lost a person, or just, is heartbroken over crazy tragedy like that, especially when it's the biggest mass shooting in American history. It's really crazy. You think it's 2016 and we're kind of beyond all that shit, and then here we are in the worst time possible almost for all this kind of stuff. So it's just really crazy and very sad. And yesterday I made the mistake of deciding to talk about those opinions on Facebook, and was barraged all day by the crazy opinions of friends and family. But you do those things when you see something and you're pissed and you want to voice something, and you kind of just assume, you're on Facebook or social media and you're friends with these people, so you all share the same opinions, and then you're quickly reminded how different we all are and how we see these things, especially when it comes to guns and religion. And yeah, it's just crazy. So I guess that's why these issues tend to not get solved, because people have such divisive opinions on the whole thing. But it's just really sad. I won't go on a whole tirade about a whole rant about what people should think and all this, but I think it's crazy that anyone has access to automatic weapons, assault weapons, and really think those should stay in the military. But what's my opinion? What's it worth? Not much. Really think there should be some more regulations on guns and these kind of things. It's really sad that every week there's a new story, and the kind of thing that brings that into perspective is having a kid. And I won't get cheesy and go on a whole thing about it, but I never really would have probably cared much before about it, or at least I would have just felt sorry. But now this kind of thing infuriates me, and you have family you care about, but as soon as you create something that you look at every day and you're trying to keep safe and not have die, and then you see stories like that where it's completely avoidable, just with some, or not completely avoidable, but it's, you can do things to help avoid it. You just want that stuff to happen. And you see someone on Facebook post something like, give me the right to not be a weak, senseless, blubbering heap on the floor. I want to carry around my gun and everywhere I go, and all this, fake patriotic bullshit. I think everyone's entitled. Everyone is entitled to do what they please and have a gun for personal safety and hunting, but, having these weapons, it's got assault in the name. I just don't understand. I don't understand the purpose. It's just really sad. Just super sad to see something like that happen. These people are going out just trying to have a good time, go out to a dance club, and that's the kind of thing that can happen. So my heart goes out to anyone in Orlando, anyone who's lost someone they knew, friend or family, in that situation, or anyone who's just lost a person to that kind of senseless violence. It's very sad, and I hope that this country starts to turn this shit around. There's some really good insights on that kind of stuff. One of the videos I've really loved is if you check out Samantha Bee's show, Full Frontal. She had a really good piece on it. Her show in general is great, so check it out. But her bit about the recent shootings and stuff has been, I mean, she was so pissed off, and it was so, informative and funny and good. So go watch that and get fired up and, challenge this shit, because it's got to change. It's really sad to see this stuff. So hopefully it does. But outside of crazy long rants about things that are controversial and piss people off, how about some podcast related stuff? Talked last week about having some kind of contest, and I figured I'd do a little throwback to one I've done before, which is a giveaway of a record from my own collection. Now, I've got a pretty random collection of things, from recent bands to dollar store buys and all kinds of goofy shit in between. So I can't guarantee it'll be something that is super rare or anything, but it'll be something to add to your collection or start it off. So this week, if you go on social media, make a post about the Record Podcast, you can share something about an episode or just a podcast in general. I'd love to see something creative, make some kind of picture, Photoshop something, take a picture, just do it in a creative way. And, if it's funny, that's great too. And I'll announce a winner on next week's episode and send you a random record from my collection. So yeah, get out there and do that. Make sure to tag the Record Podcast in whatever you're doing, or me if you have my own social media, but just so I can see it, or send it to me. On Twitter is at the Record Podcast without the A. Facebook is the Record Podcast. Facebook.com/the Record Podcast. And I think that's it. I don't know other places you could do things on, but if you do, just make sure I see it, and I'll announce winner next week. Some music I've been listening to. So I am late to things that are good, as per usual. I always find out about things very late when it comes to entertainment, TV, music, otherwise. But some things I've been listening to. Julian Baker's new album I've just gotten into. Rare Futures. They used to be called Happy Body Slow Brain, and you need to check out that album as well. But they've changed their name, and their new name is Rare Futures, and the new album is solid. I've never been a huge fan of this band. I've liked what they've done, but this new album of theirs, from Into It Over It, I've really been enjoying.
Twist my arm, just twist the knife. Deconstructing the form of art, you empty abandoned knife. Start your work and bleed it dry. Your entitlement to topics, but you painfully scrutinize. Not about to care about you.
And I know I've already talked about this album because I had him on the show, but Direct Hit's new album it's not out yet, but when it comes out, you need to check out. It's really, really good.
We were lost on a blackened ocean on a boat made out of sticks. We were tossed in the frost and attacked emotion, caught in throat weighed down by bricks. Made of gold, which we sold and removed with powers we could not quite understand. Sang a tune to the groove of the birds and flowers, they were all under our command. So we sailed on.
So I haven't done this kind of thing before, but how about a couple albums I'm not into? I try to keep myself into what's going on and the albums that come out and try to check out stuff. But a couple things that I've seen a lot of people speak highly about that I've listened to, and it's just been kind of meh to me, is one of them is the new Thrice album. Now, I am a Thrice fan and have listened to pretty much every other album, and was even a big fan of Major Minor. I think that was the last album before this one. I think one of their best written songs ever is on that album. But this new one I feel like is just pretty middle of the road. A lot of people are super into it, and I am not getting it. But hopefully with some more listens, I'll be... who knows, I'll turn it around, but maybe not. But not really feeling that right now. And the new Seosin album, again, same kind of thing of just seems like a safe album, not really pushing any boundaries, just kind of middle of the road. These are two bands that are good at what they do, but, it doesn't really spark any kind of thing with me since it seems like both of them are kind of just playing it safe. But yeah, no hate to you if you like those albums, like what you like, but not feeling those ones. But another thing I was thinking about maybe, just starting. I don't know. I can say I'm going to start all these things that I'm going to do all the time, but I'll probably end up forgetting. But as a little mini segment, a favorite band segment. So I will every now and then in music I'm listening to talk about, bands that aren't necessarily new or music that's not necessarily just come out, but I try to keep it stuff that's new or, had recently come out. But a band that I feel like, at least in my eyes, I have seen not get talked about enough, probably because they broke up years ago, but who put out two incredible albums, in my opinion, is a band called Deer in the Headlights.
You're like a constant crowd and constant in. I'm a claustrophobic. I said where it's comfortable, this war, warm and naked intimates. Thank God your words have come to rescue me from my sentence. You're like a two-stepping tongue on a flat dance floor. You're the eulogy I can't afford anymore. That tumor in my side, celebrating malignant surprise. I'm moving in, I think I've grown on your parents. You wanna talk about...
I was late to the game on this again. My friend Francesca Caldera from Equal Vision actually got me into this band, and I'd never heard of them before, really. And both albums, I think, are just really solid. I'm really into albums that feel like one cohesive piece, and both of those albums do that. They don't feel like a collection of songs. They feel like one big piece of art all on its own. And both the albums, I think, are really good. The first album, which is Small Steps, Heavy Hooves, I think is really good. But my personal preference is Drunk Like Bible Times. I think, again, both albums really strong, but that one I think is just incredible and absolutely one of my top 10 favorite albums. So if you have not heard of Deer in the Headlights before, go and check them out. I don't think we're in any danger of that band reuniting anytime soon. It seems like that is one of the ones that won't have a 10-year album kind of thing, but if they do, it would make my dreams just come true. But go and check out Deer in the Headlights if you haven't before. Two really solid albums. And all the other music I was talking about. Go check out the Thrice and Seosin. Even though I'm not into it, go check it out. Go make an opinion for yourself. Let me know what you think. Again, hit me up on Twitter, all the social medias. I love seeing opinions that aren't my own, and that it was very apparent in my recent Orlando Facebook post. So I'm all about not just being told I'm right. So go let me know what you think about all this crazy shit going on, music related or otherwise. All right, that's it. This has been a fairly longer mini episode. I'll try to make ones that are a little bit longer and not just be in and out real quick. This is a process here. I know I'm in episode 20-something here, but, I'm learning how to do this thing. So thank you for any of you who have listened from the beginning, who have listened to a few episodes here and there, who have just come to the show recently. It all means a lot, and I'm getting a lot of random cool feedback from, family and friends that I would never expect to listen to this. So thank you guys, too. It really means a lot. And for those in my family and my extended family who've listened to this, apologies for my potty mouth. I tend to forget that I've got people on here that I care about who listen who may not want to hear that. So apologies for that. But yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your week. I'll be back with a new interview next week. And take care of yourselves and each other. Just be nice to each other. My big wrap up from that whole Orlando thing that I kept trying to reiterate was, everyone just needs to shut up and be nice to each other. I know we all have different opinions on all kinds of things, but I feel like if we all just treated each other like, these were people in our family or your own child, and, just kind of looked at each other a little more warmth, I think it will be a better place. But I know that's some hippy dippy shit that a lot of people don't want to get behind, so sorry for that. But just be nice to one another. It's not hard to do. Everyone's going through things, and you don't know what the person next to you has gone through, so just be nice. That's all you gotta do. It's simple. So go out there and be nice to someone today, and I'll see you next week with a new episode. All right, guys, take care.
Like a constant crowd and constant in, I'm a claustrophobic. I said was comfortable as war, warm and naked intimates. Thank God your words have come to rescue me from my sentence. You're like a two-stepping tongue on a flesh-stained floor. You're the eulogy I can't afford anymore. That tumor in my side, celebrating malignant surprise. I'm moving in, I think I've grown on your parents. You wanna talk about all the feelings I'm feeling? I'm a passed out priest in an AA meeting, and they're checking my pulse, trying to make a decision. I got the throwback eyes, but nothing's clouding my vision. You're like a knock at the door in the middle of dinner from the friendly registered sex offender. Oh, clip with a mustache and a windowless van. You're telling me how much it changed. I'm trying to hide the crowds, and how you can't clone me. Your neighbor's hands on your father's throats. Will you go back inside? See, this is just for adults. So adult is what will be. Domestic violence ended on each tumble down the stairs. Abuse your puff, paint addendum. Say I'm your bedpost, caught on a chain link fence. Not your arm, but they get caught in the future tense. I'm jumping out of cake, selling divorce papers. I say I love you too, but I'm all out of favors. You wanna talk about all feelings I'm feeling, like your chalkboard wrist, but I don't tally the meaning. Keep forgetting the pride, let alone long sleeves. My eyes say only knows the words and each is put out sleeves. I walk you home if I can find my crutches. Probably listen more, you need to talk so much. Why don't you show yourself out? How can you cry out? There's something that's such a drug. Alright. About all the feelings I'm feeling. You're a phone call home after 8 long seasons. There's a mail order bride and a baby that's teething. Said the smogger hurts your eyes, so on the next train you leave. And I'm not certain it's the smogger, just a constant gravy. But you're dropping off the can, singing me with the feelings I said.